Hello, everybody. Um, I hope you've been blessed and loved since the last time I spoke. This is going to be for the elect because, like I said before, he's given a warning that the deceiver is coming. Now, no one, it is quite clear, no one knows when the Son of Man is returning, when salvation returns to man. He doesn't even know. Jesus, Yeshua, means salvation in English. Just to let you know. But when salvation returns, no one knows. But he said, you can tell the season. Now, no one really appreciates the similarity between the natural world. That means everything around you. The similarities between, like, gravity teaches us that what goes up, it has to come down. Empires are the same way. Throughout history, one rose up and it fell down, and another one followed suit, one right after another. America will fall. Babylon will fall. Commercialism will fall. You can tell the season. It's in Matthew 24. You can read and study for yourself. You can tell the season. His example was the fig tree. When it puts out figs and stuff, you know summer's coming. You can tell the season. It's the natural order of things. That's the way nature works. Nothing around you is real. Science teaches you that. Everything's made of energy and vibration. It's the way God made it. Just for the record, there was a Big Bang. Your voice is its vibration. It is manipulated into certain styles and articulations and vernaculars so that you understand what's the vibrations that are coming out of my mouth. I put sentences together. He speaks. His voice. He's saying, I am. That's what he's saying. I am. That's in English. And put it in whatever language you want. His words are so beautiful that they have to be played out throughout the history of the cosmos. Everything around you is His Majesty. The sentence is so beautiful. The vibrations of His voice, so exquisite. They have to be played out through history. That's the Big Bang. He's saying, I am. Cosmos comes into creation. All he has to do is speak. He told you that if you believe and don't doubt, again, it was a fig tree. He looked at a fig tree and said, you're not going to bear any more fruit. And the fig tree withered up. And the apostles wondered, well, how did you do that? And Jesus told them, if you believe and you don't doubt, you could do the same thing. I paraphrase the Lord. He said that He put the power of the universe at the edge of your lips. If you would just pray and believe, then you can do anything. The natural world is the same way. Empires are involved. He says that you can tell the season. When the fig tree puts out the figs, you'll know summer's coming. Now for the elect, a constant warning. What's coming is going to be hard. What's coming is going to be difficult. What's coming is going to be painful. It's tribulation. It is suffering like there has never been before. Prepare for it. A lot of the elect will get lost in the wayside. The deceiver was coming. He'll deceive even some of the elect. Now, here are more signs that you would look for. The deceiver will look just like salvation. He will look like the way, the truth. He will look like the one way to salvation. Salvation is already come. He will look just like salvation. But where Jesus preached freedom and love, the one to come, the deceiver, will preach money and bondage. He will tell you that you cannot buy, sell, or trade without the mark of the beast, which is the name of whatever institution in Greek or Hebrew would equal 666. That alone is the mark of the beast. There's no mystery. There really is no mystery. I mean, come on. But anyway, you look for that sign. He's going to look just like Jesus. But Jesus said, "My sheep know my voice. They follow me." He came first as the shepherd. It was part of a discipleship class that I took. Christian Challenge, Pineville, Louisiana. Part of the study was that you had to find Jesus in the Old Testament. So then we learned about types and shadows. The greatest in the Old Testament being that Abraham, the father, led his son Isaac, Jesus, up a hill with wood over his shoulder to be sacrificed. Now, it was a type and a shadow. The father did lead Jesus up the hill with wood over his shoulder to be sacrificed. Abraham brought Isaac up the hill with wood over. Isaac knew what he was going up there for. He set the wood. He prepared himself for sacrifice. The angel said, "No, don't hurt the boy. Don't ever hurt him." That was when we learned types and shadows. As boring as the books of Deuteronomy and Numbers are, he's in there too. To learn who the anointed one is, if there's ever a doubt, that's what I challenge you to do. There's many types and shadows. Noah and the ark. It was wood put together for a purpose, and you found salvation and safety inside. The flood all around you, you are safe inside. There's many types and shadows. Genesis is lousy with them. But it's important that you know who the anointed one is, because the deceiver will look just like him. Do not trust anyone that goes around throwing around the Bible, saying, the Bible says this, the Bible says that. Because the devil himself knows the Bible frontward, backward, sideways, upside down, any way you can imagine, he knows. He can quote it to you faster than anything. And he is the one who's given power to the deceiver. And again, I say that the Bible never actually says anything about the rapture. It says that there are a number of people that are saved and then a countless sea of people. It doesn't say how or when they get there. It never actually says when you die, all of this will be an instant. Life is fleeting. Life is short. many men, not just Christian and Judean, but Hindu and uh, a lot of them, life is a puff of smoke. It's here and then it's gone. Now, no one knows when the Son of Man is returning, but telling the season also, there's the sign that you look for when the armies of the world surround Jerusalem. He said not one rock will be standing one on top of the other. The armies of the nations gather against her and surround her. Then you know it's time to put your head between your legs in case you're about to goodbye. It's Katie board the door. And another sign you would need to look for is it will happen on a Rosh Hashanah that either a certain number of people or millions and millions of people, one or the other, it will happen on a Rosh Hashanah. People will go home. A certain amount of people will hear a trumpet. Not everyone will hear it. They'll hear it and then they'll go home. It will happen on a Rosh Hashanah. It could be this year, it could be next year, it could be the year after that, it could be 10 years from now. There is a lot of time left. But it will happen on a Rosh Hashanah. That is a sign. That's something you look forward to. But that's going to be the end of this video. Again, this was for the elect, not necessarily everyone, even though the truth of its message is for everyone. The directions are specifically for the ones that need to look for the signs. You need to be aware. It's going to happen in the blink of an eye. I think he described it like lightning going from east to west across the sky. Lightning happens like that. It's fast. Two people are going to be out in the field. Then there's only going to be one looking around, saying, where in the hell did you go? It's going to happen real fast. Keep your eye open. Don't be deceived. But until we meet again in love and in peace, you be blessed, and love your brother and love your sister. We are all brothers and sisters of the same God. You be blessed until we see you again. Bye.